dear students. This is Mahou Sultanaki, Senior Lecturer of Milestone College, Department of Biology. I hope by the grace of Almighty Allah, you all are safe. Today, I will discuss two creative questions from chapter 8. You know, the name of this chapter is Tissue and Tissue System. My first creative question is, water is released from the leaves by transpiration process through a type of small pores which are found on the upper and lower surface of the leaves. You know, on the upper and lower surface of the leaves there is a kind of pores that are found and through which the transpiration process takes place. And these pores are known as stomata. So I hope you can understand the step. Now the creative question. The questions are: what is protoderm? Write down the differences between stomata and hydrothode. Explain the structure of the above mentioned pore along with the diagram. That means the pore, if the pore indicates stomata, then you are asked to explain the structure of the stomata along with the diagram. In case of higher efficiency, analyze the role of the pore in the biological activities of plants as mentioned in the stem. You know what is mentioned in the stem? In the stem it is mentioned the structure of stomata. So you are asked to write the biological activities of stomata for the plants. Okay? Now let us discuss the solution of this question. The solution of the question. First of all, protoderm. What is protoderm? The mesometic tissue which divides in apical plane to produce the epidermal layer of the plant is called protoderm. You know what is the epidermal layer? The outer layer of the plant. Okay? Next question. The difference between, you are asked to write the differences in between stomata and hydrothode. Now, the differences in between stomata and hydrothode. My dear students, you have to write at least 4 differences for 2 marks. Okay? So, first point is, you will write in this pattern. Then first of all, you will write the topic, then the other 2 topics. Okay? First of all, location. Where the stomata remain present? In the upper and lower epidermis of the leaves. In case of hydrothode, it is present at the margin of the leaves. You know what are the margins? These are the, if this is a leaf, then these are the margins. Okay? So at the margin of the leaves, hydrothode are present. Now, release of water. In case of stomata, the water is released in the form of water vapor. But in case of hydrothode, the water is released in the form of water droplets. Okay? Next, time of loss of water. In case of stomata, it is higher, the loss of water or the rate of loss of water is higher at the daytime. But in case of hydrothode, the rate of loss of water to the hydrothode is higher in night. The last topic, that is epitheme. Epitheme is one kind of cell that is present especially in case of hydrothode. But there is no epitheme cells in the stomata. So these 2 are the knowledge-based and comprehensive questions. Question number C. In question number C, the question was, describe the structure of the pore that is along with the diagram that is mentioned in the above step. So my dear students, now I am explaining how you will write the answer of these types of applied based questions. Okay? First of all, you will draw the diagram. Hence, you are asked to draw the diagram along with the structure. Okay? This is the diagram. In the diagram, you can see that there are 2 semilunar cells which are known as guard cells. And in the guard cell, this is one kind of parenchyma cell, and in the guard cell, you can see there is a large nucleus and there are large amount of or numerous chloroplasts. Moreover, the guard cell surrounds a pore that is called opening. And around the guard cell there are epidermal cells are present. So this is the structure of a stomata. Now the description. You will write the above mentioned pore is stomata. The structure of the stomata is described below. Then first of all, a stomata is a pore found in the upper and lower epidermis of the leaves, stems and other organs that is used to control the exchange of gases. You know, the gas that is required for photosynthesis and respiration, both of these are exchanged through the stomata. Next, it is surrounded by two semilunar guard cells, as I have told you before. Next, each guard cell has a large nucleus and dense cytoplasm and numerous chloroplasts. Within the two cells, that is guard cells, there is an opening. This is the opening. Point. The opening and the closing of the stomata is regulated by the guard cell. You can see these two guard cells control the or regulates the opening and closing of the stomata. The wall of the guard cells are not uniformly thickened. You can see that this is the wall. So this is the wall of the guard cell. The wall of the guard cell are not uniformly thickened. It is more thicker than the other side near the opening. You can see that near the opening, comparatively the opening near the opening, the part is more thicker than that of the other sides of the guard cell. Next, through the opening of the guard cells, the excess water is released in the form of water vapor. So my dear students, this is the opening through which the excess water from the plant body is released in the form of water vapor, and this is transpiration. So this is all about the structure of stomata, and this is the diagram. Question number D, the higher efficiency question. In this question, you are asked to write the biological activities of stomata in case of plants. The biological role or the activities of stomata in plants is given below. First point is, the stomata helps in the gaseous exchange of air. Number 2, during photosynthesis, the intake of carbon dioxide and the release of oxygen takes place through the stomata. Number 3, during respiration, the intake of oxygen and the release of carbon dioxide takes place through the stomata. Now, number 4, during transpiration, excess water comes out through the stomata in the form of water vapor, which helps in transpiration. The next point. The next point is, hence chloroplasts are present in the guard cell. That is why the guard cell helps in photosynthesis. So these all are the points. How does the stomata play important role in biological activities of a plant? Now, my dear students, at the end of the question answer, you will write or conclude the answer in this way. From the above discussion, it is found that stomata plays role in different biological activities of plants such as photosynthesis, respiration and transpiration. So this is the way how you will write the answer to get a better marks. Okay? So this is all for creative question number 1. Question number 2. You can see the stem. In the stem, there is a chart. Okay? Tissue, characteristics, function. Number 1 tissue is indicated by P and another type of tissue indicated by Q. Both of these tissue, we can see that alive and dead tissue. Both of these are comprises of alive and live cells. That means the tissue may be alive or may be dead. Functions. This P tissue that helps in transportation of water and mineral salts, and tissue Q that helps in transportation of carbohydrate. Carbohydrate means the prepared food. Okay. Now the questions are, first is the knowledge of this question is, what is pericycle? What does it mean by secondary mesosomatic tissue? Then explain the diversity of the tissue with the diagram. Those are composed of P and Q in plants as mentioned in the step. The next question is analyze the functions of the tissue which is composed of P and Q as mentioned in the step. Now, my dear students, you can see that question number C and question number D is from the step. In case of question number C, you can see explain the diversity of the tissue with the diagram. Those are composed of P and Q. P is a kind of tissue that may be alive or dead. You know, there are two types of tissue, complex tissue. One of them helps to transport the water and minerals from root to different parts of the plant, especially to the leaves for preparation of food. On the other hand, Q is another type of tissue, that is phloem tissue, that helps to transport the carbohydrate types of food or the prepared food from leaves to different parts of the plant. So P indicates xylem and Q indicates phloem. You are asked to write the diversity of the tissue. That means there are different types of xylem and phloem tissue. You have to explain the types of xylem and phloem tissue. That means the classification of xylem and phloem or vascular bundle with diagram. In case of D, analyze the function of the tissues which are composed of P and Q. So in this case, you will write down the functions of vascular tissue. The solution of the creative question 2. First of all, the knowledge-based question. What is pericycle? The pericycle is the region that lies below the endodermis and is the outermost part of the stele of the plant is called pericycle. Next, the comprehensive question, what does it mean by secondary meristem? The secondary meristem, you know what is meristem first of all. The tissue that have the capability of cell division is known as meristematic tissue. So, what is secondary meristem? The tissue which is originated from the permanent tissue. Permanent tissue are those type of tissue or such type of tissue that cannot divide further. And so, the tissue that originates from these types of secondary tissue, that is called secondary meristem. It appears later in the life cycle of a plant and it is responsible for the secondary growth of a plant, and it gives rise to secondary permanent tissues such as secondary cortex and secondary xylem. Now the examples of secondary meristem: cord cambium and the vascular cambium. So this is the knowledge based and comprehensive question. Now question number C, that means the applied based question. My dear students, now I am telling how you will answer or write the answer of applied based question. You was asked to write the classification of vascular bundle in applied based question. Now the answer. In the above stem, P indicates xylem tissue and Q indicates phloem tissue. The tissue that is combined or that is composed of by the combination of xylem and phloem is known as vascular tissue. These vascular bundles are classified into 3 groups on the basis of the relative position of xylem and phloem. Now the types: conjoint, concentric, radial. Now what is conjoint vascular bundle? You can see where the xylem and phloem lie on the same radius, that is called conjoint vascular bundle. This conjoint vascular bundle is again divided into 2 types. One is collateral, another one is bicollateral. Collateral. Collateral vascular bundle, when the xylem and phloem lie together in the same radius, the xylem being towards the peak and the phloem being towards the periphery, is called collateral vascular bundle. Now my dear students, you can see that this is the phloem and this is the xylem. They remain present at the same radius. Okay, that is why these are known as collateral. Now this collateral vascular bundle is again divided into 2 types. One is open collateral, another one is closed collateral. Now why it is divided in 2 types? It is divided in 2 types on the basis of presence of cambium tissue. So you can see in the first diagram, collateral open. If cambium is present in between phloem and xylem, that is called collateral open, and if cambium is absent in between phloem and xylem, that is called collateral closed cambium tissue. Now the examples are, in case of open collateral vascular bundle, this is cycas, pinus, sunflower. So these types of vascular bundle is present in these types of plants. Now the collateral closed, in case of paddy, wheat, maize, in these types of plants, the vascular bundle is of collateral closed type. Bicollateral. Before explaining bicollateral, I want to mention one important thing, that is, in case of open collateral vascular bundle, it is mainly found in the stem of gymnosperm and dicoplats. As you have seen the example, cycas, pinus, these are the gymnospermic plants. Okay, these are the gymnosperm. Then, in case of closed collateral, you have seen the examples, that was paddy, maize, wheat. So these are found in the stem of monocot plants. Now, my dear students, the bicollateral. When the xylem is in the middle and the two patches of phloem on the one at the outside, that means towards the periphery, and the other one at the inner side, that means towards the center, is called bicollateral vascular bundle. You can see the diagram. You can see in the diagram that xylem is present in the middle and there are two patches of phloem. One is external phloem, another one is internal phloem. How these are external and internal? Because one of them remains at the periphery or towards the periphery, and another one remains towards the center. Now you can see that here the cambium tissue are present on the either side. So it is actually bicollateral open vascular bundle. It is also found in the stem of dicot plants, that is gourd, pumpkin, cucumber, etc. Now concentric. This is the second type of vascular bundle. First one was conjoint and the second one is concentric. When one type of vascular bundle is surrounded by the other, that is called concentric vascular bundle. That means in this case either the phloem will surround the xylem or the xylem will surround the phloem. Okay? It is of also two types. One is hydrocentric, another one is leprocentric. Now the type of concentric. There are two types of concentric. One is hydrocentric, another one is leprocentric. Now what is hydrocentric? If the xylem is surrounded by the phloem, that is called hydrocentric, and it is found in Claris, Lycopodium, etc. The diagram is the xylem that remains at the center and phloem surrounds the xylem. So this is the diagram of hydrocentric. Now leprocentric. When the phloem is surrounded or it remains surrounded by the xylem, that is called leprocentric. The examples are Dracena, Yucca, etc. The diagram is, you can see the diagram, the phloem remains at the center and the xylem surrounds the phloem. So this is the diagram of leprocentric vascular bundle. Now the last one, that is radial vascular bundle. When the xylem and the phloem form a separate bundle, you can see the diagram, this is the phloem and this is the xylem, and they remain in different radius. Okay, when the xylem and the phloem form separate bundles and lie on separate radius alternating each other, here the phloem present, then the xylem, then again phloem, then again xylem, thus they alternate each other. These types of vascular bundle is known as radial vascular bundle. And my dear students, radial vascular bundle is present in the roots of plants, in case of both the dicot and monocot. In case of monocot root, the number of these bundles is more than 6, and in case of dicot it is less than 5. It may be 2 to 4. Okay, so these are the classification or the diversity of vascular bundle. Now the question number D, the higher efficiency question. in this question you are asked to write the function, or you are asked to analyze the function of vascular bundle. You will write the answer in this way. First of all, you will write in the above step P indicates xylem and Q indicates phloem. These two combinedly forms the vascular bundle that plays a very important role in the growth and development of a plant. The role of vascular bundle is described below. First point, xylem transports water and mineral salt from root to different parts of a plant. Number 2, the phloem transport prepared food from green parts to different parts of a plant. Number 3, both the xylem and phloem gives mechanical support to the plant, to different parts of a plant. And number 4, phloem stores food. The next point is, sometimes xylem tissue stores water and waste material. Then phloem gives the plants mechanical support and energy. So, from the above discussion, it is found that by the transportation of different types of materials or elements, the vascular bundle plays a very important role for the growth and development of plants. So, my dear students, this is all for creative question number 2. Now, I will discuss some MCQ question. First of all, you can see the MCQ question. The meristematic tissue for which the plant increase in volume, that is plate meristematic tissue. Number 2, stomata remain open at night in which type of plant? It remains present in the bryophyllum or Pathurbuchi. Next, number 3, the tissue that forms the epidermal layer in plants, that is protoderm. Ground tissue of leaf is mesophyll, that is known as mesophyll tissue. The meristematic tissue that divides in one plant is called a rib meristem. The parts of the ground tissue system are hypodermis, cortex, endodermis, pith, pithres, and pericycle. The meristematic tissue that forms the xylem and phloem is known as procambium. Stem increases in diameter for cambium. The alive cell of mature xylem tissue is called xylem parenchyma. Okay? Then the vascular bundle of gourd, pumpkin, cucumber is bicollateral. These are the MCQ from this chapter. These are some MCQ. You have lots of MCQ if you will go through the text, the homework. Here is a homework for you. In this homework, you can see that there are two diagrams. One is indicated by X and another one is indicated by Y. The first question is, what is procambium? Write. Second question, write down the 4 characteristics of meristematic tissue. And in number C, that is in case of applied based question, explain the structure of the vascular bundle X and Y as mentioned in the stem. You can see in the stem there are 2 diagrams which are indicated by X and Y. You have to explain the structure of X and Y. And the last question, that is the higher efficiency question, for the activities of A, B, C, you can see that in the diagram A, B and C of figure Y helps in the growth and development of plant. Analyze. So you will explain in or describe the activities of A, B, C in case of answering this question. So my dear students, this is all for today. In my next class, I will be back with a new lesson. Till then, take care.